gonna welcome my first ever guest, and she's from France. I'm gonna let her introduce herself. So I don't really know her. I just connected with her because she has a page on Instagram, a fan account, and it's really everything I know about her. So I'm gonna ask her loads of questions and we're gonna know about her together. So welcome, LAETITIA.
That's an honor to be your first guest.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm a little nervous because it's my first time, but I hope everything goes well.
Yeah, gonna be chill, gonna be it's a good stress.
And hope we're gonna keep it interesting as well for the listeners.
Sure. We're gonna
Okay, so can you introduce yourself?
I'm LAETITIA from France. I'm 22 years old. I have an Instagram account all about Teddy that I created maybe 3 months ago.
I put the link of your Instagram below, I think, so everyone can check out your page.
Yeah, if people want to reach out.
Cool.
Do you want to hear about Ed?
Yes, so I wanted to know, when did you start listening to Ed, and when do you think you became a Cheerio? Because for myself, I say that I was a fan of Ed when I first heard the 18, but I say I became a Cheerio when I heard You Need Me, I Don't Need You live for the first time. So can you tell me for you, when did you first hear Ed and when did you become a Cheerio?
So I first, heard Ed. I think the first song I heard was Thinking Out Loud or even Sing, like on the radio. But the first thing I remember, was the video clip of Sing, because I kept watching it because I was Multiply came out in 2014, so I was 13 years old. And I thought it was a funny video. Sing was funny.
Yeah, with a little Ed dog.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I remember seeing this one on TV because Pharrell Williams was on it too.
Yeah, exactly. That's why maybe that's a different artist. And Thinking Out Loud, everyone was listening to it. It was such a big hit in France, at least, and around the world, I'm sure.
Yeah, I feel that's when Ed got his biggest audience when Thinking Out Loud came out, I feel like, in France. Okay, so the first song you remember was Sing. And when do you think you became a Cheerio then?
I think it's so I kept following his new albums but it's mostly during the Equal, when Bad Habits came out, and just the whole album. I really enjoy every single song.
Okay, so that's when you really fell in love with his album.
Yeah, and after Subtract came out.
So Bad Habits was the first song you heard on Equals, but you loved as well the entire album.
Yeah, the whole vibe. You got happy songs like Bad Habits, Two Step, also sad song like Visiting Hours. And then I've also The Joker and the Queen. Yeah, and Shivers, that also became a big hit, but it's not my favorite, actually.
Did you ever see these songs played on tour? Did you go to Ed's concerts on the Mathematics tour?
Sure. So the first one was it was in Denver on August 19th, 2023. My first concert ever.
No way!
That was awesome and story. So I went there because with a friend because the tickets were cheap and I didn't know any song, any lyrics. So we just enjoyed the moment, but we didn't sing anything.
Yeah, I mean, I've noticed a lot of people in the crowd are from different ages and everyone's welcome to go to see Ed's show.
Exactly, that surprised me.
But hold on a minute, don't go too fast. So your first ever concert that you went to wasn't in Paris, it was in Denver in the US?
Exactly, so I was an au pair in the United States in 2023 for a year, and I was actually touring in the United States at that moment.
Okay.
I didn't travel for him before Denver.
And how was, that's big. How was your first experience?
Was great, but so I was in the nosebleed, so it was very tiny, and I didn't feel like I saw it in real.
Oh, because it was too far.
Yeah, and just because first I thought it was gonna be like cool songs, like a nice show, but not like everything you see about like Taylor Swift or whatever. But it has fireworks and just it puts so much energy. It was so much fun.
So your first show you went to as well was with the big stage, the fireworks. It was in the round as well. So
Yes.
you got everything, the biggest show for your first experience.
Yeah, that was
Nothing else to compare it to. That's funny.
no, and I thought it was a great idea to have a 360 stage. For sure.
So after this experience, because you said you didn't feel like you really saw him up close, did you then said when you got out of the concert in the venue, did you then decide, okay, I want to see him again in another city, or how did it came about?
Yeah, I think when I got home, I just rewatched all the videos, and after I just Googled like when was his next show. So I had a weekend plan actually on the weekend. He played in Santa Clara, but it got canceled last minute. So I was okay. I'm just gonna take the tickets. And I just went last minute, but best decision ever.
And were you in the barricade then?
Yeah, I did. I mean, I just waited. I don't remember, but like the whole day.
Of course.
It was, yeah, it was great.
I think everyone who's listening, though, that to be able to be front row, of course, you have to be there really early in the morning and wait the entire day with everyone.
It's worth it.
And how was this experience? Because I've heard many fans who, are really stressed about this, and maybe they are stressed to go to a show, like at all. They've never been, or maybe they've been to a concert before, but they are scared to go to a concert in the pit and to be with everyone. So maybe you can you talk to us about your first experience going and waiting the entire day, and if it was a good experience, maybe it will, give more confidence to these fans who wish they could be front row as well.
Sure. So I arrived at the stadium, and there were two entrances, so I just checked around to find like the closest one to get in. And after I just sat, but I was by myself, and but it's the first people that arrived. Actually, I met them the day before for the subtract.
Oh, hold on! Your first barricade show wasn't the show you went to next. Yeah, so let's talk about the subtract show later. Yeah, carry on.
And so so I talked with them. I mean, you always meet new people also, because I finally spent most of the day, and after I was barrier with two other girls I just met that day, and we just went along well together. And after the most stressful part is when the doors open, like walk past. But this concert actually was at Levy Stadium. They had the wonderful security and everything, so it was just very smooth and not long to just walk to the barrier.
Yeah, I feel like I've been to a lot of concerts, and I feel like Ed also pays a lot of attention to everything that goes behind the scenes with, fans and the security. He always takes care of all this stuff that no one really thinks about. And I really feel like it's a huge part of the experience that we get to live, because it's not just a night, a concert we go to. We go to live this whole day of waiting and being together. So that's a huge part of it. If everyone's around taking care of each other and are really nice and everything goes smoothly.
Whole experience for sure. It's nice. You got to meet new people every time.
How many concerts have you been to so far?
So total with the subtract mathematics tour, I did the autumn variations one, so 11 total for the moment.
So hold on. You had, at 21 years old, never been to a single concert. Speaking of now, you've been to 11 shows.
Yeah. 11 with all the people that they agree that once you start it, you just want more.
Yeah, I follow you on Instagram, so I know that the last one you went to was the Dubai one, and I've noticed that you you were part of a big group. Let's call them a sheeran band.
Yeah.
How did you meet all these people, and was the group connected before? Are you still in touch with everyone? Do you want to what do you want to tell about them?
So it's funny. So the first Subtract show in San Francisco, I met someone named Marty and some few people, but I didn't talk to them like Nina, like some Cheerio from Germany. And after the day after, I saw them, so we talked. And the week after, I went to the concerts in Los Angeles, and I arrived and I called Martin. There was nobody, all the staff, nobody knew where to line up for the show. Like during 30 minutes, I was looking around, nothing. So he gave me the contact to someone. I think the best person I met was through Ed for the moment, called Ted. And after she introduced me to some other like US girl and she did some shows with them. And after some cheerios from Germany, Nina, Felix, met Lori, she's from the US. And after we did Vegas all together, we're a big group. Natalie, Sherry.
A big international group, basically.
It was most US.
Yeah, you were the Frenchie of the band.
And after, it's just always the same people you see. I mean, some can travel, some they can't, money, kids, whatever. But that's very nice to see the same people, and it's just a fun group.
It's so nice to hear. I mean, you must have created a big friendship with everyone and create a bond between fans and with people that share the same passion, basically.
And even with that, like concert, not with everyone, but we speak almost every single day.
Amazing. Do you have a group chat?
So with the US girls, so because most of them, they just like scream at every concert. We call ourselves like Goat Squad. But this group is crazy, right?
Oh.
Time change. It just never stops. 24/7, you have like notifications. So much to catch up, it's impossible.
Shout out to the Goat Squad then. Hello. I hope everyone will be listening because we're just starting this podcast, so if no one's listening, then it's not going to work, basically.
I'm gonna share it. Sure.
We need support.
And I'm sure some people are gonna be interested to be too, because we all have different stories.
Well, your story is quite interesting because you started listening to Ed. I mean, it wasn't a long time ago, and you had never been to a show before. And now look at you, how far you've come. Do you have any future concert plans?
For the moment, I have Tenerife in June, but I would like to do some Europe shows also before the 2024 Mathematics Tour. And
what's funny also is you've never been to a show in France.
No, I mean, there's no shows planned for this year, so maybe in 2025.
I know, don't remind me.
I would like to experience the French crowd.
I don't want to brag, but Ed says Paris shows are always the best of the entire Europe tour that he did before. He said that multiple times, and I was so happy to hear this.
I do believe, high energy.
Well, next time maybe we'll meet each other at a show in France.
At the barrier.
Yeah, we could have met each other in London, by the way, because I went as well to the Autumn Variations show in London.
Well, that's crazy because we're all seated.
Yeah, it's a different kind of experience. What do you like better, the big show with the round stage and everything on the Mathematics Tour, or the little intimate Subtract shows, or Autumn Variation shows? What kind of experience did you like?
It's like so different for sure. Autumn Variation, it was nice. I think it wasn't my favorite, but I liked Subtract because I love also the whole album. And it's like such a personal story for him, so it's nice to be like in a small crowd. Like it makes sense.
What's different, I think, for mostly for the Subtract show is because nobody knew or heard the songs before, except maybe Ice Clutters. But he was basically introducing everyone to the songs, no phones allowed, and everyone was quiet and listening. So I wasn't there, but I feel like that makes a huge difference.
That was probably in Europe. Like in the US, we could record everything.
Yeah, because some of the shows he allowed headphones later on. But you said before that when you went to your first Ed concert, you didn't know the lyrics of the song, and maybe you felt like an outsider. And when you go to a Subtract show, you can't feel like an outsider because no one knows the lyrics of the song.
That time, because I think Subtract came out like beginning of 2023, and the Subtract show, the first one I went to was in September, 2023. So you could learn,
Oh, okay, so you had
no. Oh, yeah. I think it was Europe that all of this was. I know he played both for the first time in Paris.
Yeah, okay. So people were singing along.
And I feel it was great because you know the lyric so of it. And he was talking about the story around. So it's more like emotional.
So do you prefer the emotional and intimate shows more, or the big shows on tour with the mathematics?
Oh, it's so different. But like if I had to do it multiple times,
If you had to choose, yeah.
I may like the big stadium shows because there's just so many different songs that it changes also. And just all the experience or like the mood is different. Like Subtract, you're not gonna dance or anything.
Okay. Cool. I will ask other fans to see their point of view as well, and we can compare.
For sure. It's like a mathematics tour. Not a lot of people. It's different,
Yeah. And the set list and everything makes a huge difference because it changes all
like
the time.
surprise.
Yeah. That's why we want to go to multiple shows, even though it's the same.
Exactly. We want, like, there's always a song that we want to hear, like, or whatever.
Yeah. We need to keep track of this.
Actually, I keep everything, like I have a little notes where I write every single song of every single album and like the song I learned and the song I heard live so I can keep track a little bit.
Oh, that's a great idea. I've never thought of doing this before.
Otherwise, you can't remember.
That's good. Okay. So what's on your wish list? Tell us a few songs that you wish to hear live next. Yeah, just name a few ones that you really want to hear someday.
Like Multiply, I would say. A Fire Love, I like it. Divide Happier, equal, The Joker and the Queen. Yeah.
I've already heard this one. Like
Paris, I don't. I thought it would play it in Dubai, but
you know what? Ed was really happy because in Paris, someone proposed on this.
Yeah, I saw the video.
And Ed was really happy because it was the first time he performed it and first time someone, proposed on this song, because all the time he was used to all the proposals on Perfect.
Yeah, beautiful song. But he's not playing it anymore.
I remember he was really happy about that. Yeah.
You have to make choices. You're not gonna sing songs like this throughout the whole concert.
But I still have a last question I want to ask you before we play a game. I'm thinking of, other fans who are maybe shy to go to concerts alone, because that's another thing. They might have been to concert before, but are maybe scared to go alone. And even if they are planned to go to a show with someone, and maybe this someone decide the last minute to cancel, they then decide to not go to the show. And I'm thinking that's sad. Maybe with this podcast episode, we can inspire them and motivate them to go to concerts alone. From my personal experience, I've only have positive things to say for all the concerts that I went to alone, just to go and watch the show, and always came back with a group of people I considered family or friends, and I have friends that I'm still in touch with and really close to this day. So can you tell me about your vision of other fans? What was your experience like when you needed help? For example, you started to tell me that you were lost at this show, not knowing where you were going to queue, and you started to ask questions and meet people. Can you tell me more about this?
So it's something I totally agree. But it's like in life, everything, not to wait for others to do the things. Time goes by faster, and if you want to do it, just do it, because after the worst is like if you regret it, if you're not going to the concert, it's just going to make you sad.
Yeah, I stand by this 100%.
Just always find people to help you. Like, everyone is going to a concert to have fun, and there's just so many people, like the security or whatever. They're here to help. Like, they're waiting the whole day to answering any questions you have. And after, throughout the day, more and more people are going to come, talk about your story. Because you have so much to say because you just meet them. And you realize that you have some common points, and after all this crowd and very respectful, and I never had any issue.
Yeah, and as well, the people you met were in French for the most part, and maybe you're not the same age, you're not from the same country, you don't have the same culture, but still you share the same passion and the same interest about ed, and it's always nice to find people to talk to and who knows and understand what your interests are.
Exactly. Yeah, totally. It's just the part of the experience. I love sometimes it's funny waiting the whole day because I know it's gonna be fun, gonna meet new people, or just seeing the same person you met before.
Yeah, that's nice. It's like a way to meet again. That when you say goodbye, you say, "Oh, till the next concert." You know you're gonna see each other again.
Not goodbye. It's just till we meet again. That's what I always say.
Oh, yeah, cool. Please, everyone, do share with us your first concert experience and where you are now. Maybe if you have concerns or if you want to tell us more about your personal growth, what following ed, going to concerts, how it made you grow. I'll leave the email address of the podcast below, and feel free to contact me and write something or even record a voicemail, and maybe I'll share it with everyone.
That's such a good idea.
Also, I want to ask you, do you have a goal for yourself? Do you have something you want to share, something you want to plug, any project, something inspiring? You can tell us everything.
I mean, do as much concerts as possible, of course, especially because, like we just talked about, like to see the same people all the time where we enjoy it, and hearing live the songs that I want to hear.
I hope these dreams do come true for you.
Yeah. Thank you. Should be.
And I'm sure a lot of other fans wish the same thing. So everyone get to go to a show and meet people and fans and everything we just talked about.
Songs live, it's different.
Yeah, I notice everyone is so kind. Everyone support each other. Such an enriching experience when we share the same passion and we sing together, even if we don't know each other. So I think that's really cool. That's mainly why I want to create this podcast, so everyone can learn about each other and maybe connect in a different way that we don't get to do otherwise. Okay, so let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to play a game. And we're back with LAETITIA from France. And now we're going to play a little game because you told me that you wanted to learn the lyrics of the songs you don't know yet. And so I want to help you with that. And we're going to test you at the same time with a game called Finish the Lyrics. Does it sound fun?
Yeah, I hope you pick good song.
There's a good list. So there's 50 songs. Okay.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to listen to the singing bit. And then when stops, straight away you have to sing the rest.
Okay.
And then we're gonna pause and maybe get to the next one so you can take a little breath between the songs.
Sounds great.
Great. Let's start with the first list. Are you ready?
Yep. Ready.
So first song.
We let the story begin. We're going out on our first date.
You and me at the table doing shot, drinking fast, and then we talk slow.
You and me are thrifty, so go all you can eat. Fill up your bag and I fill up your plate.
No,
it's not this one.
I know. Oh my god.
Well, you didn't invent the lyric. Correct, but not in this.
Yeah, not this part of.
Yeah.
Oh, and this part is funny.
Okay, it's gonna be easier maybe for the next one. Okay, let's go. Song 2.
Darling, I We'll be loving you
Till we're 70. This one here.
till we're 70.
1 point.
Darling, just kiss me slow.
Your heart is all I own.
Yes!
Your heart is all I
And
own.
it's perfect.
Also the title of
The song.
the song.
Okay. That was song 3. Let's go for song 4.
My bad habits lead to late nights sitting alone.
Conversations with a stranger I barely know.
Conversations with a stranger I barely know.
Yeah, you picked good songs.
Obviously you know this one.
Yeah, this one.
That's your favorite.
Yeah, equal. Yeah, equal. Yeah, everything you did, it's great.
Bang! Okay, let's just take a break and then we come back for our little conclusion. And I have one more question to ask. Hey guys, I just wanted to let you know the game is longer than this. There's a few more songs left, but I had to make it short, so I'll just post a full game following this episode. Thank you. Now, this is the question I want to ask every guest who is coming on the podcast. Can you give me one question that you would like to ask another Cheerio? It could be the next guest. It could be maybe random, another guest who comes on. We don't know yet. What would you like to ask?
What's your favorite thing about being a part of the Cheerio family? It's large, but yeah.
We talked about a lot of favorite things, I think, in this episode. But because you're the first guest, obviously, I don't have a question that was asked by a guest before. So can you answer your own question?
Yeah. Sure. So I think it's just being like such a respectful family, and just like everyone helps each other. Like we just say, like I feel some artists are like, they have a different crowd, people are just different, but all the cheers, I don't know, I just feel they're very nice, very open-minded, and yeah, it's just because after we're like in touch with each other, it just helps also every day, to have someone, you can talk to.
Your favorite thing about being a Cheerio is the connection with the people you meet. That's really nice. That's really cute and adorable as well.
No, but it's all the people that make this happen.
Well, I hope everyone relates with what we said today. And if you want to share with us your experience and tell us more, please do. Again, write me an email, record a voicemail, anything. Or maybe you will be asked to be on another episode.
Highly recommended.
Well, LAETITIA, thank you very much for being a part of this new idea to start a podcast. I didn't know if it will work, if I would have guests on, and I wanted to have someone French who will understand my where I come from and my accent and everything to start. So I'm glad it was you.
Thanks for having me, for sure. And I hope this experience is like this podcast is gonna help maybe all their cheers, and I highly encourage people to reach out to you, maybe to be in it, or I will listen at the next podcast for sure, for the next podcast.
Thank you. That's so kind.
And yeah, such a great idea. Thank you so much.
Well, yes. Make sure to share this podcast. I know you have a fine page, and I don't have anything for now. I don't have Instagram, so I'm counting on you to share the first episode because you're on it. And if we have other listeners also listening, do feel free to share this podcast.
You can count on me for sure. Yeah.
Thank you so much, LAETITIA.
Right, thank you.
We'll talk soon. Maybe we'll see each other at the next concert in France.
We'll make it happen for sure.
Goals.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna add this on my list.
Yes. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
And my next guest on the podcast is Darcy. She's one of the 6 lucky fans who had lunch with Ed. In the meantime, make sure to subscribe to the podcast and share it with other Cheerios. Thank you.